the business we are in at LSU, providing a world-class experience for our student athletes to compete and earn their degrees.
Mardi Gras. So we're going to be celebrating everything about Louisiana, especially Southern Louisiana. Even some of the Louisianians that are here get a little bit of taste of home. We've got a few different options that are going on. We've got some sausage adoulet. We have some of the barbecue shrimp and grits, which I'm really dying to try right now. Another option we have is a yakisoba, which is something I've never heard of before, and I'm really tempted to try it as well. It's like a New Orleans local dish. And then lastly, I believe we have the beans and rice cranberry sausage, which I've had before, and Chef is amazing with us.
I'm not going real please. I want all the above. You gotta eat good. I'll see y'all.
Everywhere else, it was just Tuesday, but down here in Louisiana, the Tigers celebrated Mardi Gras with a special taste of home menu created just for student athletes. Hello, Tiger fans. I'm Emily Dixon, and you're watching Inside LSU Sports, presented by Community Coffee. On this week's episode, we bounce from the gym to Tiger Park, plus cover a wild regular season finale for the women's basketball team and more. But as always, let's get things rolling with LSU Gymnastics head coach Jay Clark and Mike Smith for their weekly recap and look ahead to a packed PMAC as the 5th-ranked Tigers host Kentucky this weekend.
Inside LSU Sports, presented by Community Coffee, is brought to you each week by the 8 partners that represent Team LSU. Cox, the official communications provider of LSU Athletics. McDonald's, official sponsor of the LSU Tigers. Our Lady of the Lake, official healthcare provider of LSU Athletics. Planet Fitness, official gym partner of the LSU Tigers. Rouse's Markets, official supermarket of LSU Athletics. Hancock Whitney, the official bank of the LSU Tigers. People's Health, the official health plan of LSU Athletics. And by Coca-Cola, official beverage partner of the LSU Tigers. This segment of Inside LSU Sports is brought to you each week by Bud Light.
Hello, Tiger fans, and welcome once again Inside LSU Sports, presented by Community Coffee. From the LSU Gymnastics Training Center in Baton Rouge, spring is sprung, Mardi Gras is behind us, and we have officially turned the calendar to the month of March. And that means it's the final month of the regular season for gymnastics. 2 tremendous home meets left on the schedule, an SEC meet, the final regular season SEC meet of the season, and then against a major power from another conference that we'll touch on in a minute. But head coach Jay Clark joins me now. And Jay, there's nothing like the roar of the PMAC. We've been on the road for a couple of weeks. I know you're just so happy to be back in the Maravich Center on Friday.
Can't tell you how glad I am to be back in the PMAC. You know, we're leading the nation right now in attendance, and we want to maintain that lead. So we're very hopeful that our fans will come out in droves. I know it's Mardi Gras week, or we're coming to the end of Mardi Gras week. So as you get back in town and you come back from your trip or your ski trip or whatever it is you've been on, please get into PMAC and occupy those seats, because we're going against a very, very game Kentucky team who's ranked in the top 10, and it should be a great competition.
It is going to be a great top 10 matchup. Your Tigers this week have moved into that number 5 spot in the national rankings, courtesy of a big win on the road that we'll touch on here in just a minute. But Jay, real quick, the LSUTix.net, we know we've just got a few tickets left for not only Kentucky, as you talked about, but also Utah coming in a couple of weeks.
Well, what's amazing is that neither one of these meets made it onto the national platforms for television. So the only way you're going to see it, unless you're streaming it on the SEC Network Plus, is if you get into the PMAC. So in Utah being the number 4 team in the country, and we're number 5, it's going to be the marquee matchup of the end of the month that sends us into the SEC Championship. It should be an incredible, incredible finish to our season.
Well, speaking of incredible finishes, the Fighting Tigers go on the road at Texas Women's up in Denton, Texas, in the DFW Metroplex. And you have 3 opponents, Jay, that you're taking on there at Kitty McGee Arena on this past Friday night. And it was a great opportunity for you to start on the uneven bars, and your team really, I thought, put together a string of very nice performances.
They did. It was one of the best bar rotations we've had to date so far. And We were also able to get Lex Jeffrey in there as an exhibition and her first taste of anything with us. So just developing that depth a little bit more. A great performance out of Elena Arenas again, which is something that we really needed in the absence of Ilona Shrenakova for the last 2 weeks. And now with the absence of Kai Rivers, Elena has really solidified herself in there.
The Tigers do a magnificent job on the uneven bars, and of course, with that unique rotation that you had, you move over to the balance beam, and again, an opportunity for you to not only seize control of the meet, but also to exercise some depth, and a tremendous exhibition performer as well.
Yeah, it was. It was great. I mean, you know, we still had some wrinkles that we need to get ironed out in there, but Elena got in there again. That was 3 events that she did for the first time this year, all 3 of them at the same time, and did a great job for us. And then being able to round out that exhibition, getting KJ Johnson a little bit of experience, get her feet wet, kind of dip her toe in the water a little bit on a 3rd event. We've all been so thrilled with what she's done on the first 2, just trying to bring her along from a confidence level. I think she did a great job in exhibition for us.
She really did, and it really set the tone for the Fighting Tigers, because what was to come around the corner for KJ Johnson and the rest of LSU was something special to watch. Don't touch that dial. We'll be right back inside LSU Sports after this quick timeout.
You need more layers, diagonal layers.
I got it, Ron. Thanks.
Leave him alone, Dad. Oh, honey, you should use ice blocks instead of cubes.
No, Bud Light Seltzer goes on top.
Diagonal layers.
Did you feature the Bud Light lemonades?
Need more ice.
And diagonal layers.
I mean, if you're gonna do it right.
I don't need my hands getting cold.
Why don't you try using the Plumsky method?
Brings out the citrus notes.
Dad?
Gotta crush the ice, son.
Okay, I'm out.
What's his problem?
Whenever packing the cooler really matters, there's a Bud Light there.
Mommy, guess what? We're rich.
Hi, that's fake, mi amor. Ice cream?
Yeah!
Okay.
Protect your connected devices with advanced security included with Cox Panoramic Wi-Fi.
We get it. It feels like everything has changed. Masking up, changing demands at work, fewer gatherings. But one thing hasn't changed: our commitment to your health. It's why Our Lady of the Lake Physician Group keeps finding better ways to serve you. Video visits with one of our providers, online scheduling, weekend hours, and nearly 100 locations where providers know your medical history. Our Lady of the Lake Physician Group, providing you with the best care where and when you need it.
As humankind faces its most critical challenges yet, the world demands leaders, and LSU is taking up the charge. The research we do here goes everywhere to protect communities threatened by climate change, so you can live your life with fewer worries about tomorrow. We're formulating a better way for everyone, because at LSU, our calling is humanity.
LSU Tigers fans, show your pride with real Tigers gear from the official online store, lsushop.net. You'll find everything a Tigers fan needs, including jerseys, sideline gear, polos, t-shirts, hats, and more. With an awesome selection of over 4,100 products, including official team merchandise from Nike, when it comes to Tigers pride, there's only one place real Tigers fans go: lsushop.net.
This segment of Inside LSU Sports is brought to you each week by Assurance Financial. When you find the home you want to buy, choose a mortgage lender that can help you buy it. David Alello with Assurance Financial, lending the way home buyers prefer it.
Welcome back inside LSU Sports, recapping Tigers gymnastics on the road in the Dallas Metroplex at Texas Woman's University against TWU, Pittsburgh, and Centenary College as well. We left you as the Tigers were moving into the second half of the meet, and that's floor exercise there at TWU. You know, Jay, there was a great opportunity again in the second half of the meet for you to add, as we said before, some exhibitions, and that's not always available to you during the season. Explain to the viewers viewers exactly how that can happen.
Yeah, because, well, we've clamored for 20 years. We wanted live TV, and we're so glad we have it. But one of the issues that we've had with it is that when you have live TV, you've got to have a tight window in terms of timing. So that has removed the opportunity to develop your depth through exhibition routines. So you have to do it in warm-ups, or you have to do it in situations you create in the gym. And so we take advantage of some meets like the one we just had to get some of those exhibition routines out there, get them in front of a real crowd, in front of real judges, and let them get the nerves out. As you see with an entire team in the first meet of the season, you see in those exhibitions the first time they get out there, and it allows them to kind of get that out of their system and be able to move forward.
And speaking of Tiger fans, Jay, there were plenty in the stands at TW. That almost had to feel like a little slice of home.
Well, we know every time we go to Texas, whether it's Dallas, whether it's Houston, whatever, we know there's a lot of LSU people up there. And it's always a great opportunity for us to get in front of people who may not be able to get here for our home meets, but they watch us every chance they get. And I can't tell you how many people I shook hands with and gave hugs to and just thanked them for being there, because the LSU fan base is strong in everywhere we go, but Texas in particular is a place that they really come out strong.
And how about Aaliyah Finnegan talking about strong there on floor exercise? Jay, probably the best routine that I've seen her do. And you know, speaking of being able to see them do, I hope everybody was able to watch our social media platforms for all the great video shot by David Landry, because I can tell you, at home, having to watch on the stream was a little less than desirable. I know they try to do the best they can, but those routines were superlative.
Yeah, I thought Aaliyah's both routines that she did, she actually won bars up really well too, and was our alternate, even though we didn't put her in the exhibition. But she did an amazing job on both events. I think she went 9.925 on beam and a 9.9 on floor. And then the other freshman, KJ Johnson, doing the two routines that she did. Some of the best routines I've seen out of freshmen all year long anywhere in the country. And so that does two things. Number one, it gives us a lot of confidence in those freshmen, but it also speaks well for the future, because both of them are continuing to develop into not only 2 eventers, but 3 eventers and 4 eventers as we go forward.
And KJ Johnson, we'll talk about her vault in just a moment, but it really seems like she's blossoming, and you've brought her along, you and the other coaches, very purposeful.
Yeah, well, I think we've done that with both she and Aaliyah, because for different reasons. One based on confidence, one based on a physical situation that we wanted to be careful with. And so I feel like kudos to our coaching staff for being judicious in the decisions that they've made along the way. And KJ is one that we've really tried to get confident in where she is, and she's blooming into this just raging bull in terms of a great competitor along the way, and got her in on balance beam. And then with Aaliyah, like I said, is ready to go on bars, and there's a good chance she's going to be in there. And it's a world-class looking bar routine when she's dialed in on it. So we keep adding those things just a little bit at a time. But the beauty of it is that we've had a team that's been able to absorb injury, absorb depth issues when we've needed to, because we have so many. And getting Alona back on bars this week, and being able to have some flexibility in so many areas, taking Haley out on floor and still be able to do what we did. So much flexibility that we've been able to show and still stay in the top 5 in the country. I hope and I believe that that's going to bode well for us in the postseason.
It sure seems like it, because it was great to see Kaya Johnson on a road floor, first of all, and she looked tremendous as well. And I know that you made the decision there to let Haley go over on vaulting to end the meet, but to pause there on floor and just kind of wrap it up on that particular event, I thought it was superb for those that you were able to handpick in that one.
Well, absolutely were, and Sierra Ballard was ready to go. Sierra Ballard warmed up great and was ready to go, and we all had seen her go 9.9 before, and so keeping everybody in the rotation and keeping everybody engaged has been a challenge. But what a great floor lineup that turned out to be. Even when we pulled Haley at the last minute, Liv Dunn has stepped up and done a great job on that event. And you really, there's not much risk there, and there's not much to take. And so she's going to get that 9.875 type score every time she goes out there. And that's a very comforting situation as a coach when you know you've got that.
Well, speaking of comfortable, the Tigers had a bit of a lead there, as you would expect, coming around the three-quarter pole, heading to home, going over onto vaulting to finish it up. Jay, first of all, look at Elena, just an amazing effort. Of course, you've come to expect greatness out of Haley Bryant on that event as a national champion, but you continue to groom additional efforts over on vaulting, and it's paying dividends.
Well, it is, and so the choice that we've had to make is, do we keep pushing for the 10-0 vaults that a lot of them are training, or do we stay with the vaults that they're executing almost flawlessly? You can look at Elena, you can look at KJ Johnson, and you look at those Yurchenko fulls and you go, it doesn't get much better than that. So if you push the envelope, try to go for the half-tenth on the start value, you may wind up giving a half-tenth on the back end in terms of execution, and you end up losing because of that. So if you look at the vault that KJ did in particular, also Elena planted hers as well.
She did.
When you look at both of those, it's almost not worth upgrading, even though we have the physical ability to do it, because the consistency is so strong on the ones that they have. And so we kind of like where we are on that. And if you can go 49.5 on an event, on any event, and you're at a 198 pace, I wouldn't tinker with that too much.
Hey, I've been doing this quite a long time, and I can tell you, I have not seen a more beautiful, at least that I can recall, a 9.9 start value Yurchenko full than the one KJ Johnson delivered at TWU. Flair, body position, landing, and just that pizzazz at the end was just, it sold it just. It was a 10-0 for a 9.95.
It was a missile launch off that table and straight body all the way to the floor, and for the first time, she broke out with her arms out to the side instead of her tendency to want to get them up. And when she did that, I about came out of my skin, because it had been waiting to happen. And now if she can duplicate that and just keep that habit pattern in what she's doing, there's no need for her to do it. She does a double full in here every day, but we don't need to do that if she can do that 9.95 start the way she did it.
Whose celebration was more fun, yours or Garrett's down there at the end?
Garrett's for sure. Garrett was about to punch a hole in the judging table. I think he was so excited about it. It was amazing.
The Fighting Tigers with a big win up in the Dallas Metroplex, the third highest score overall in the season, second highest road score, and that boded well for the Fighting Tigers, moving to the 5th spot in the national rankings. Of course, we're into the NQS now. Still got some room to grow, I do believe.
We do.
And it's going to be great to see. Jay, we're looking forward to the packed house against Kentucky on Friday night, and it's going to be great to be back in the friendly confines of the Maravich Center for sure. More is coming up right around the corner. So much more inside LSU Sports right after this.
It's Ford Truck Month, America. With new inventory arriving daily, it's time to get after it in a Ford F-150 and a Ford Ranger. Stop by your local Ford dealer today and let us help you custom order your truck your way. Then we'll get after building it. It's Ford Truck Month. Visit your local Ford dealer today. Gets you for $66 and $500 bonus cash plus an additional $2,000 retail order bonus cash on Ford F-150. Only at your Southern Quality Ford dealer.
Now is the time for new beginnings, for holding each other's hands, for encouraging each other, and for working together. At Women's, our mission is to improve the health of all women and infants. So today, we're focused on new ways to care for you and keep you safe. Because seeing you healthy and strong is important to us.
You need more layers, diagonal layers.
I got it, Ron. Thanks.
Leave him alone, Dad. Oh, honey, you should use ice blocks instead of cubes.
No, Bud Light Seltzer goes on top.
Diagonal layers.
Did you pre-chill the Bud Light lemonades?
Need more ice.
And diagonal layers.
I mean, if you're gonna do it right.
I don't need my hands getting cold.
Why don't you try using the Plumsky method?
Brings out the citrus notes.
Dad?
Gotta crush the ice, son.
Okay, I'm out.
What's his problem?
Whenever packing the cooler really matters, there's a Bud Light there.
As humankind faces its most critical challenges yet, the world demands leaders, and LSU is taking up the charge. The research we do here goes everywhere to protect communities threatened by climate change, so you can live your life with fewer worries about tomorrow. We're formulating a better way for everyone, because at LSU, our calling is humanity.
LSU Tigers fans, show your pride with real Tigers gear from the official online store, lsushop.net. You'll find everything a Tigers fan needs, including jerseys, sideline gear, polos, t-shirts, hats, and more. With an awesome selection of over 4,100 products, including official team merchandise from Nike, when it comes to Tigers pride, there's only one place real Tigers fans go: lsushop.net.
This segment of Inside LSU Sports is brought to you each week by TJ Rizz, legendary Louisiana barbecue.
Starts this inning with a base hit. Mills it deep to center field. Way back. Home run for Georgia Clark. Offie with a nice pickup and throw. This is lifted to center field. It's Briggs. Scores from third base.
The LSU softball team showed up and showed out this weekend, sweeping the annual Purple and Gold Challenge. The Tigers shut out Purdue in 5 innings and walked off Drake, improving to 6-0 on the weekend and outscoring their opponents 55-10. Here's a look back at all of the action from a jam-packed weekend at Tiger Park.
This goes way up and way out. You can pucker up and kiss that baby goodbye. Georgia Clark drives in her 4th and 5th runs of this game with a towering drive over the center field wall. Rudity ready to take off from first base. There she goes. A liner deep to center field, and this one is off the warning track. Rudity rounds third. She will score easily. And Morgan Cummins with a clutch 2-out double. Check swing right back to the circle. The throw to the plate for one. Relay to first.
Got her.
In time. Double play. Pleasance hits one high and deep. You can pucker up and kiss that baby goodbye. Taylor Pleasance drives one over the left center field wall.
I haven't seen too many changes. There we go. But she showed that one. And there it goes.
Indeed, there it goes. Shelby Sunseri saw that changeup coming and rips it over the left field wall. The 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Sunseri strikes out the side in the 7th. That's her 9th strikeout. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Ripped to center field. Nobody's there to catch it. It bounces against the wall on a hop. Pleasant's on her way to second. This is high. This is deep. You can pucker up and kiss that baby goodbye. Shelby Sunseri homers for the 2nd time and takes care of business herself, and we have had a dramatic ending. A leadoff home run in the bottom of the 10th inning. Shelby Sunseri.
We're Dudley DeBosier. As an official partner of LSU Athletics, we love being back here on campus.
It's where we began our journey as lawyers.
And it keeps us connected to the community we pledge to serve.
This place has made a difference in so many lives across the state.
And it inspires us to do the same.
We're a law firm that cares about this community.
And that's the Dudley DeBosier difference.
Demand Dudley DeBosier, official partner of LSU Athletics. 444-4444. You need more layers, diagonal layers.
I got it, Ron. Thanks.
Leave him alone, Dad. Oh, honey, you should use ice blocks instead of cubes.
No, Bud Light Seltzer goes on top.
Diagonal layers.
Did you pre-chill the Bud Light lemonades?
Need more ice.
And diagonal layers.
I mean, if you're gonna do it right.
I don't need my hands getting cold.
Why don't you try using a Plumsky method?
Brings out the citrus notes.
Dad?
Gotta crush the ice, son.
Okay, I'm out.
What's his problem?
Whenever packing the cooler really, really matters, there's a Bud Light there.
Hi, that's fake, mi amor. Ice cream? Yeah! Okay.
Protect your connected devices with advanced security included with Cox Panoramic Wi-Fi.
As humankind faces its most critical challenges yet, the world demands leaders, and LSU is taking up the charge. The research we do here goes everywhere to protect communities threatened by climate change, so you can live your life with fewer worries about tomorrow. We're formulating a better way for everyone, because at LSU, our calling is humanity.
When you support, she soars. When you donate, he delivers. When you provide, they prevail. Since 1987, TAF members have lifted the minds, bodies, and spirits of LSU student athletes, making sure they have what they need to succeed in competition, the classroom, and in life. When you give, they go.
This segment of Inside LSU Sports is brought to you each week by Our Lady of the Lake Children's Health, one of Louisiana's largest pediatric healthcare networks.
As today, it is the regular season finale between the Fighting Tigers of LSU and the Tennessee Lady Vols. Payne on the right wing. She'll go to the right baseline. 10-footer. It's good. Trossi saves it inbounds to Cherry. A Tennessee player down. LSU's going to run it 5-on-4. Payne down low to Doobie. Layup is good.
And that's how you perfect the fast break.
Payne meets a double team. She will lob it to Pointer, who had to save it on the sideline, but finds Newby. Newby out right side. Cherry, 17-footer. It's good.
Great teamwork and ball movement.
It's a cutting Pointer lane. Dish to Guster's. Layup is good. What a play by LSU as she looks. It's knocked away. Pointer steals it. Ball game is over. And LSU wins. And LSU has beaten Tennessee for just the 4th time ever here in Knoxville. And your Fighting Tigers of LSU will have second place all to themselves as we conclude regular season play in the SEC.
The Tigers enter postseason play as the number 6 team in the country, and they head to Nashville as the number 2 seed in the SEC tournament. This time a year ago, the Tigers had only 9 total wins, but Hall of Fame coach Kim Mulkey and her staff finished the regular season with 25 wins and only 4 losses. That's it for this week's show, but we'll be right back here next week with all you need to know about everything in LSU athletics. I'm Emily Dixon, and as always, thanks for tuning in to Inside LSU Sports, presented by Community Coffee. We'll see you next week.
Inside LSU Sports, presented by Community Coffee, is brought to you each week by the 8 partners that represent Team LSU. Cox, the official communications provider of LSU Athletics. McDonald's, official sponsor of the LSU Tigers. Our Lady of the Lake, official healthcare provider of LSU Athletics. Planet Fitness, official gym partner of the LSU Tigers. Rouse's Markets, official supermarket of LSU Athletics. Hancock Whitney, the official bank of the LSU Tigers. People's Health, the official health plan of LSU Athletics. And by Coca-Cola, official beverage partner of the LSU Tigers.
This is the business we are in at LSU, providing a world-class experience for our student athletes to compete and earn their degrees.